aulis.com. It's AULIS. And again, it's a site that I'm sure believes in the ball Earth and believes in the idea of space and everything, but they do an absolute excellent job at completely destroying and smashing the entire idea of the moon landings. And I'll just read you a short spot here from Jay Widener is his name. And he says, whether we actually went to the moon or not has never been proven. What is clear, however, is that the photographic evidence taken on the surface of the moon is faked and shot in a studio. There's clear evidence in the photographs of a Hollywood technique called front screen projection. Front screen projection was a technique used in the 60s and 70s and even into the late 80s. Now largely replaced by green screening and other digital technologies, front screen projection was the best way during those years to shoot inside the studio, but make it look like the actors are somewhere else. For instance, the scenes from the movie 1978 Superman, where Christopher Reeves is flying, those are done by front screen projection.
They did it in the late 1800s. That technique has been going on for a long time. Even Ben-Hur from 1925, they filmed one scene of horses, like, the guys riding on horses, and they filmed another scene of a guy in the foreground riding his horse, and then superimposed them together like it was a horse race, and you still today can't tell that it's not one shot.
And it's exactly what was used.
And it looks amazing still.
And it's exactly what was used and perfected in '66 by Stanley Kubrick and the making of 2001: A Space Odyssey. So
have you seen the matte painting technique as well? Which a lot of times they back in the day, they had guys who could actually paint these backgrounds.
No, I haven't seen anything on that.
Oh my gosh.
But it just says that, many people are surprised by this because the front screen projecting techniques was done so masterfully by Kubrick that the apes actually look like they're out in a desert somewhere. But it's the same fingerprints that they find in all of the moon landings. And that's why a lot of people are iffy on whether or not Kubrick taped the moon landing film. I mean, what I think was done is they went and they watched and helped a lot with 2001: Space Odyssey, and then they simply stole the ideas and went and did it themselves. And that's why throughout his entire life you have Kubrick, who was afraid to come out and admit that he knew that they faked it, because it would have been his word against theirs. It would have been him saying, I think they stole my technique, and that's what you're getting for your moon landings.